The big stories live right here on Plus TV Africa, and you're watching your favorite entertainment news program, Tea Time. And you know how we do it right here. We bring you all of the best bits in entertainment. On today's episode, and like other episodes, it's a fantastic lineup as usual. But before we tell you what's on, allow me to do the usual intros. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, here with my usual suspects, often described as the fairest of them all, Elsie Godwin, and the utopian advocate, Ife Oshinkeye. Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's up?
Okay, so Elsie, you're not too pleased that I called him the utopian advocate?
It's just new, like very new.
No, it's not new. It's actually very old.
Oh, don't rub
Utopian.
it in. Don't rub it in. If,
I'm hearing it for the first time.
yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think I should call you Utopian Chatterbox. Would you like that? No, you don't?
Tokunbo, I wanted to say
Fairest
it's
of
been
them
in
all.
existence since the inception of tea time.
Congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. Don't rub it in. Hello.
I joined in on tea time, but I'm still the boss.
Okay, guys, I think it's time to move on today's agenda. So if you're not aware, there's a new election-themed Nigerian short film that has premiered across several digital platforms, and it's titled Choices. The production is the third Film for Life project of the Lagos Film Academy in association with the Global Philanthropy Alliance, and tells the story of Tega, the only son of a family whose father, Ife, has over the years been a political thug and a mercenary who disrupts electoral processes. This year, Tega faces a critical choice that could change not just him and his family, but the entire community. The project is an initiative of 3 young aspiring filmmakers who won a $5,000 grant in a Film for Life contest organized by the Lagos Film Academy. Joining us here in the studio are the writer of Choices, Alfa, Farouk, Umar, and the director, Joshua Tsotso. Yes, did I say that right?
Very correct.
All right, so welcome on the show.
I like calling
Thank you very much.
All right, you know what? Before we even talk to you guys, let's take a quick glimpse, into Choices and see what it's like, and actually show our viewers out there what your short film is all about. So go ahead and take a look.
Organ Tega, my pikin, your time don't reach.
Of the 2003 ongoing elections is far from the reality that citizens had hoped for, as armed men disrupt the voting processes in various states.
Shh! Take that people!
Tension fills the air as the 2011 elections commence. It is a tug-of-war between the two predominant political parties. The result holds the
Why you never
answer
watch
to the
the-
direction in which the country will journey next. The fate of the...
Why you not wash the cloth when I say make you wash?
No be na Jack, we to wash the clothes. How you want make I find energy with this guy?
Shut up, here. No go manage the one way you see. You don't know say country hard.
Mama, country hard. I don't hear that thing since they born me. When this country go better?
Will be government.
Mama, no, I'm not going to drop this.
Make you when come wash cloth.
Tega, waiting be this now. Leave this thing, take better thing.
Mommy. Daddy.
Wait a minute. Eh? Come back here! Tega! Now lie. At least, let me protect myself. Come on, Farouk. Come on, Farouk. Come on, get up.
What level?
Oh boy, no level. See, no bullets this year. Only ballots.
Yeah, which level with that? Your pa no tell you the thing.
See, bro, forget my papa. Eh? Like, we wake it wise up now. All these politicians, they don't send us real life now. Our mumu don't do. The time don't come. They don't feel they they chop us again. Now stop. Don't fit they chop us again. What's it be that one? This time we are taking power back. Enough is enough now. We will show them. But this is the key. With this, we are taking power from them. Putting it in our own hands. This is the key. 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 This is the key.
Okay, so that was a quick glimpse into choices, the short film. Yes, so where do we start, guys?
Did you guys come with your PVC?
Kept it safe at home. Words can get missing.
Okay, so I had the phrase "Awumu don't do." So did Charlie Boy inspire this movie?
Not at all.
So you have a different opinion?
For me, though.
No, I don't.
You were smiling, so...
I didn't even know Charlie Boy says that.
Oh, I see.
Really?
Okay.
So that just came from you, the writer?
Yes,
and
it did.
That. Okay, I guess Awumu really is doing it.
So you guys won $5,000 from the Lagos Film Academy, right? And to shoot this project, did this cost $5,000?
Basically, the $5,000 we won wasn't in cash. It was it was a budget for the production of the movie.
Okay.
So we had a producer. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here, so we're actually representing her. Her name is Barida Karia. Yeah. So based on the budget that was actually put down, there was a lot that was spread across both the pre-production, the production, and the post-production.
Oh, right.
So let's say all together, everything that was actually done covers for that. But for the production itself, the shooting itself, it didn't take up to that. But if you want to sum it all, let's say it's just about that.
Would you say the amount would have been enough for you, or you would have preferred more?
Would have preferred more. Then we'll be able to do even much more, because we have a lot of story to tell.
Okay.
I believe one of the reasons why our film is actually a 3-minute film, it's because we want to get it out there.
Sorry to cut in there. Is it really 3 minutes? Because I read somewhere that it was 4 minutes. So correct me if I'm
wrong. The screen time itself is 3 minutes of the movie.
Oh, I see.
When we're talking about the cast, the credits and everything, the introduction, then the whole length actually came into about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So I believe with more money, we could actually get more story out. Because the reason why it's 3 or 4 minutes right now is because we wanted to get the message out as quick as possible, as short as possible. Because it's the message that this film carries is very dire for the direction which our nation turns to at this very point in time.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Tsotso, regarding, did you get any backing whatsoever from INEC? Because,
INEC?
Yes.
No, we had very short time to basically, so it was a competition.
Yes.
So we won the competition and we had short time for production, pre-production, and post-production.
Yeah.
Because in fact, the election is fast approaching. So there wasn't any time to sit back and send any proposals to INEC or any other body.
But has a member from their team actually seen this at all? Maybe during the premiere or during the production?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how far.
Or is that not a route that you guys want to go down?
It isn't a route we've considered.
Okay.
I mean, we are open to that, but I personally don't have the links to get any. I don't know anyone who works with INEC.
Okay.
But
here's me giving you a hint.
I see Farouk squinting.
Yes,
good idea.
That's a good idea. I would have done that in the first place,
right.
But anyway, I will leave it in your hands.
What do you hope to achieve with this short film?
So far, from the responses I am getting, I do believe we are achieving it. Basically, it is for everyone to be inspired to come out and vote, basically, and see how, like the characters, they aren't really much different, even though the circumstances may be different. In attitude towards, elections, people tend to have the same mentality relating to the mother, the father, and the boy. There are just 3 categories of people when it comes to elections. So basically, we hope that the film inspires people to come out and make a choice of who they want to rule them in the next 4 years.
So don't you think, don't you think it's a little late? Because right now,
Just a few weeks left.
No, I know where I'm coming from. Like, if I see this short film and I wasn't inspired to get my PVC, I will still not come out to vote because I can't vote. Don't you think it should have been when the noise or where everybody was clamoring to say, go out, register, get your PVC, get your PVC?
Yeah, I think this is an it's an error that wasn't really considered as well when the competition was being scheduled for, because at the time when we won this competition already, I think it was already over for people to get their PVCs, but it wasn't. We weren't going to back down because of that reason. There are still people that have PVCs, and like you say in the movie, it portrays the father and mother. They already had. The movie doesn't necessarily go to inspire you to go and get your PVC. It inspires you to use your PVC.
Yeah, and to vote.
Yeah, to vote.
That's your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, contrary to what Tsotso just said, the premiering of the movie was actually scheduled to be very close to election. Now, the movie is not about just telling people about the kind of leaders they should choose and the kind of choices they should make, but we also noticed that over time, even a lot of people who actually have their PVCs, some just use it for ID card, some just keep it in the room, just like Tega's parent actually left it in the wardrobe.
And according to the statistics, about 50% of people don't actually use it. According to the statistics that was released on there, it was like 48.9 or 49.8, one or the other.
Exactly. So the movie was actually brought very close to election to let even those who already are in possession of their PVCs to actually pick it up and use it. Because actually, that's the only way we can make a difference. We have to be responsible for the choices that we make.
So it goes beyond, inspiring to get the PVC.
Okay. All right. Before we ask our next question, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll continue in our conversation with makers of the short film choices, the writer Alfa, Farouk, Umar, and the director Joshua Tsotso. If you go anywhere, you will miss out. So stay here, and we'll be right back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And if you're just joining us, we're talking to writer Alfa, Farouk, Umar, and the director Joshua Tsotso of a new short movie titled Choices. Okay, so let me ask you, because you won the 5,000, many thanks to your writing capabilities. So was it difficult to write up, or was it very easy for you?
Okay, I would say bringing out the story, actually I had to reach deep into my subconscious, into emotions that are actually very genuine. LFA happened to be the vehicle that's brought us out to actually make our first film, to make a film that affects a societal challenge right now. So it was far-reaching to get to that point where I actually want to bring out the story and bring out the message wasn't a problem. Most especially with the fact that I actually had my team with me, which is the director and Barida, who's not here right now. So it wasn't actually difficult, but so it was a competition. So we had to put in double the effort, if not even triple, to make sure that what we're trying to get out there is top-notch and everything is actually balanced. So it was a tricky situation, a little bit difficult, a little bit easy, both at the same time.
But you were the right person, for the job, and that made it happen.
Yes, sir. I was the right job because of my team members, because I might have the idea, but we actually worked as a team. Even though I'm the writer who wrote the script writing, and even though I I'm also into directing.
They brought it to life.
Exactly. So we all brought it up together as a team, and I believe that's the only reason why we won, not just because of my writing capabilities.
So we have the film, right? You have agreed that you had a message to pass and is passing it properly. So what plan do you have for distribution? Because if this film is there and it's just on a platform and nobody's seeing it, it's just there. So what proper plans do you have in place to distribute it, to make sure it gets to the people that needs to see this before this general election starts?
Well, right now at the moment, the organization actually gave us the opportunity to be able to shoot this film. They've been trying their very best to actually get it out on different social media platforms, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so many more. Personally, my hope is to wake the youth up, to lead Nigeria into a new dawn, a new beginning where we as youth are active in the decision of the direction in which the nation takes. So one of the places where, the reason why it wasn't just premiered in a cinema and co is because most of the youth live on social media these days. Every single moment we're on social media. So the best bet of we actually getting it out to as much youth as possible is through the social media, which is the first step that we've taken. But as you know, we are youth who are actually coming up, who are chasing dreams and our goals to make Nigeria a better place. At this moment, we're also looking out for opportunities for our predecessors, our fathers, our leaders, those who recognize in us the ability for us to make a new beginning, a new change, to make a difference with our creativity. We're also soliciting for their support, not just to push this movie forward, but to push the messages out to the youth. Because I believe, well, if anybody is going to talk to the youth and the youth is going to listen, it might as well be one of the youth themselves. So it's also a wake-up call. Among the youth, we have leaders and followers, and then we have followers. Right now, at the moment, we have a lot of youth who are asleep. We have those who are awake, and we have a lot of youth who wants to do something very good for Nigeria, but they are still struggling. So it's also a cry for help, just like we're crying for help for this movie to get out there, not just to the youth in the age bracket of just the very young.
Yeah, and I also like that you mentioned social media, but if we're talking of the message you have decided to follow, there's a perception that majority of the people on social media making noise about change do not have PVCs. So the people that are used for this thuggery, political thuggery and disrupting the ballot boxes are not necessarily on social media. So beyond social media, how do you plan to get it to them? And what help do you actually want? Because this, anybody might be watching. So what help are you soliciting for, and what platforms do you want to use to get it to these people?
No, I understand what you mean. I totally do. Part of that is the reason why we're on this show right now, I believe, because people watch TV as well. And we basically hope to kind of create the buzz around it. We don't necessarily plan to go to any local areas to get people to see the movie, do you understand? But then we just really hope, because I believe that the best type of marketing is mouth-to-mouth marketing. They've done a lot of promotions to get the movie out there. But beyond that, we're headed for our first 1,000 views, and it's just been 3 days or 4 days since release. And what has really gotten it to that number isn't any promotion, basically. It's just someone sees the movie and feels the urgency to get this to people that he knows, basically. And immediately it came out and I shared it, and people that I didn't know, basically, were sharing it, and certain people were following me from nowhere, started sharing and sharing and sharing. And I believe it's because they saw beyond, the cinematography and this, they saw the story, basically. It's viral in Jos right now. The film's going Jos, and these are beyond our conscious effort, really. So did we make certain plans to get it to grassroots individuals? Not necessarily, but we hope that it will. Yes, because we do know that it is genuinely touching, and mouth to mouth will work.
Okay.
Great. So, if we collectively decide to give you another $10,000 now, as a writer and as a director, what other social issue would you like to address in Nigeria?
Okay. Let's say first of all, I would love to address the societal issue of the youth and their creativity. I believe that there's no good power and there's no bad power. Power is power, and whatever you use it to do determines if it's good or bad. I see the youth with so much creativity and potential, but this creativity and potential has been channeled in the wrong direction, all in the hope of surviving. We really need to help our youth channel their creativity to positive activities that's going to help our nation to grow, or the world is going to leave us behind. So we need to stop playing around the game of going back and forth, because in this situation of going back and forth, of our little illusion, the world is moving on. Out there, there's the owner of Facebook, the people who are making life-changing inventions, people who are shaping the world. These are youth. These are youth who have been supported by the government, by organizations, both private and public, and by the other youth themselves also. So I would love to actually make a film that addresses the need. It's survival. This is survival, basic survival. If we don't curb it right now, then we're going down. Because, like I said, the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But we need to start today.
Very political.
Yes, I'm dying to ask you your political states. But before then, I really want to ask you, so if you had any challenges with regards to choices directing it, how did it all go? There must have been a day where it didn't go, all hitch-free and, so were there any challenges whatsoever?
Yeah, there were. I mean, definitely. What project doesn't have challenges? Our number one challenge with shooting was timing, really. The producers were on us for timing. We had to be out of every scene as soon as possible. And as we're shooting the crowd scene, it was hard to, tame a crowd.
Yeah.
We had people that had left their houses, left their shops to just come and support us, and we weren't really giving them some huge sum of money for them to do that. So basically, at some point, we couldn't cut and then call another shot. We just pretend as if we're rolling and then move. So it'll feel as if they are continuing, what they were doing. The crowd they were complaining from the start and they were impatient about it. But at the end of it, and it wasn't as much of a crowd as we wanted.
Okay.
We were able to, creatively kind of improvise that.
Okay.
This is a short film. Do you guys plan to go into full movie production?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Are you working on anything in particular right
Yes, I am.
Okay, guys. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I really wanted to gather your own political stance, the both of you individually, but unfortunately, we haven't got time. Perhaps some other time, hopefully. That's where we're going to wrap up on Tea Time today. So join us later for more for another interesting episode, basically, of Tea Time. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Ife and Elsie, the all-inclusive production team, and last but not least, our studio guest, scriptwriter Alfa, Farouk, Umar, and film director Joshua Tsotso. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.